Okay, so you do everything from this. Okay, cool. Yep. That's kind of weird. All right, I'm gonna crack a caffeine-free Coke Zero.
Caffeine-free?
Yeah, my son bought it. That's okay. It's late, right? So I don't want to. There we go.
Oh, well, I guess that's a good idea. You don't want to drink the high caffeine stuff.
I do it all day. So, yeah. How's it going?
All right, welcome. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. It's all right. We
the hello to everybody. Welcome.
Yeah. We have absolutely no agenda. This is just like free for all hangout. Nobody's the leader. We're just doing this, basically what I do and what you do at the same time. I'm just hosting it. So
cool. No worries. No, this will be good. We've got heaps of folks here already, which is good. Let me. I think I already shared this yesterday, but I'll do it again. See if it helps. All right, cool.
We got
Hey, Jamal's here already. Awesome stuff.
Jamal, got IntheBlues. Bill, Crazy Bill.
Cool. Welcome,
guys. Shane's a tad quiet. Can I adjust your audio, or do you do that?
I can turn up. That's all right.
I hear you okay. How am I? Am I okay? Let me check my volume here. Quiet. Can I? I'm pretty loud, so I'm good.
All right. Hopefully that's a bit better. If I need to crank it up anymore,
that's all right.
I'll be surprised. It should be pretty loud.
I have no idea how many people are going to show up because I usually do like a Friday 2 or 3 o'clock after my time, right, 2 in the afternoon. So, and I find also the notification thing that goes up. People say they get it late. They get it like 5 minutes late sometimes. So,
yeah, I think there's a lot of those live premiere things going up, and yeah, everything just gets delayed. It's weird.
I don't depend on that stuff anymore. I don't find you can't rely on it.
No, it's a bit on the unreliable side lately, at least. Anyway, we've got Dan Hall. Welcome, mate. All right, he says it's good. Oh, that's good. Cool. Much better now. Thanks, mate. We've got Chopper here as well. He's listening from chilly Tasmania.
Tasmania. That's south of you guys, right? Just like
that's the island floating off the bottom of Australia.
The only thing actually. I just think of Looney Tunes Tasmanian Devil. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Bill. Oh, he's talking. Okay, sorry. John's talking to Bill. 40-hour days are killing him. 40-hour days. What's a 40-hour day? It's a long day. Hey, Zach.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
40-hour week, maybe?
I work from 10 a.m. Monday to 1 a.m. Wednesday. What? That
can't straight through.
That can't be legal.
That's not legal.
No.
That's not legal. Hey, Bill. There you go. You just bought us our drinks.
Bill, you madman. Thank you, mate. Awesome stuff. Thanks, mate. Thanks for all the support over the years.
Bill.
Awesome.
Bill and there's another guy, Don. They basically buy pizza from me every Friday. like, all right, I gotta go. Thanks. I got the pizza money. I gotta leave now.
Yeah.
Winter. Oh yeah, you guys are going into winter. That's right.
Yeah, it's we're 1 month in here, but it gets way worse there than it does here.
Yeah, like we had plus 30 yesterday, and then a crazy storm came in, and it was only plus 10 today. We get like fluctuations of temperature.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Crazy. So I was wearing shorts yesterday. I'm wearing pants today.
Yeah. All right, we got Dan Hall says Emily Wolfe signature Epiphone. Ooh, what are our thoughts? You know, I don't even know that guitar, to be honest, so I'm going to Google it real quick just to see if I've seen it anywhere, but it doesn't sound at all familiar.
I don't recognize the name of the person. Should I know?
No, me either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's just so much out there. You can't keep up with it all, right?
It's a Epiphone Sheraton. I mean, it looks all right. It looks good. It's like a black with, I think, black 335 style guitar with binding and block inlays. It looks good. I haven't heard it or actually seen one before, mate. So
no.
I'm not too sure. It only comes in right-handed, so there'll be no way I'll be testing one of them.
Yeah, that's what's the percentage of people they say are left-handed? Like, do you know what the ratio is? Like 1 in 10 or something? Or
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it's. I think that's going to change over time too, because it's back in the day. You know, people were encouraged not to do anything left-handed, but now no one cares. Thankfully, superstitious weirdos of the 50s. So.
Oh, there we go. Don, Don and Bill. I don't know if you can see that.
There you go. Cool.
Need some money. Thanks, Don. Hey, there's Tony, addicted to gear. Hi, boys. What's new on the gear horizon? I'm kind of like on pause from getting gear right now. I've done enough for a while that I'm just like, I mean, I'm always looking at stuff, but I'm not looking at buying anything. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I actually just sold 2 guitars over the last week, and I'm all cashed up, so there might be something in the future, but I'm not really too sure, man. I mean, I like to not hoard gear, so my cupboard is like, I can fit all my guitars in there plus 2 or 3 at the moment. It's great. So I got nothing in terms of guitars that I'm really dying for.
Same.
I would like I'm actually kind of half keen to buy the Marshall DSL20 combo.
Oh yeah, cool.
I've played that a few times and it's really good. But yeah, again, I'm not really. I don't really need it. I got that Tweed amp over there, so yeah. As of right now, not a lot. I'm sort of not playing live as much as I would like because of all the all the crap going on everywhere at the moment. So
yeah. That's
sort of kind of, I guess, sort of wrecked the motivation to just keep buying gear that I can only play at home. But
yeah, for sure.
I just like testing stuff out and giving it back. Like, I much prefer that. It, to me, so much easier than getting invested in something, finding a buyer, and going. I also don't like people knowing where I live a lot of the time either. So so for me, it's just easier for me to borrow stuff and give it back.
That's a good way to do it. I hope to do that one day. I don't know if there's I know there's a number of shops. I've never really asked. I did years ago when I had like no subscribers. So one store I asked, they're like, no. They're like, go rent stuff. I was like, okay, never mind. I just said, do you mind if I demo some stuff? And they're like, no. They talked to the manager. It was actually Long and McQuaid. It was one of the big stores, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I kind of said, okay, never mind. I don't know if I want to do that. Last summer, what I was doing was buying a lot of guitars and then just demo and then sell on. We have a local thing called Kijiji. It's kind of like what's the one called you guys have? Gumtree? Or,
yeah. That's where I moved.
So like that. Stuff. And that got squashed as soon as COVID hit really bad here. I wasn't having people come over. I wasn't going to get somebody come over to the house just to sell a guitar. It wasn't worth it. So, and we were on lockdown too, right? You weren't supposed to. So I might start doing that a little bit again because it's been a lot better now. But cool. It depends. It's got to be something interesting too. 12% of the world. Oh, John's asking which guitars you sold.
Oh, I'll keep that for coming up. Yeah, it's coming up. There's one more on the chopping block coming up.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be back down to probably like 7 electrics, which is enough.
Is that what you're up to right now? Around 7?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I think I had 11 or something at one point.
Oh yeah.
Man, what am I doing?
I think you're like me. I have about 8 right now. People ask me, I'm like, and it's stupid when you can't remember the number. You're like, I have 8 or 9 or 7. Anything beyond that, then I'm kind of like, there's no point. I'm not collecting them. So.
Oh, well, that's it. I'm trying to buy the stuff that I know I'm going to keep. And I don't often just buy stuff for videos anymore unless it's really something cool. To me, that's not enough of an incentive anymore. I'd rather just, play the stuff live and try to, use them in context to stuff now. Because if I'm buying something, I'd like to hope I'm trying to keep it now as opposed to like these amps. I downsized the amp collection, but the Marshall and the Fender aren't going anywhere. Like they've proven through the test of time that no matter what else I've end up getting, side by side with other amps, these two stay. So I'm not really gassing for anything to replace those. So it'd have to be something different.
Yeah.
And still something great. Otherwise, what am I doing?
Yeah. I'm the same. I think we're on the same page in terms of that kind of stuff. Like the guitars I bought this year, they're ones that I plan to keep.
Yeah, cool.
Like the PRS. It's exactly what you said it would be and what people told me. The Custom 24 is totally. I didn't play it for like a week. I was actually doing a demo with my Strat, and then I pulled that out tonight, and I couldn't believe how much easier it was to play.
Oh yeah, they're on a different level. Yeah.
I'm talking even compared to my Pro 2 Tele and Strat. Like just the setup on it out of the box was just crazy.
Yeah, they're a modern guitar, so that one of the advantages it's got is modern playability, which is a thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Fender's old school guitars. It's like if you pick up a Framus or any of these other guitars like that in that sort of higher end other brands, they're all going to play far better than whatever inspired them, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Nick Huber's another great example of that. No, there's just so many great guitars. PRS, there's no fight in them. They're really easy to play. Double Esquire, man.
There we go. I'm just learning the system here. I didn't realize you could pop up the messages. There we go. I've watched you guys do this for months, right? I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. You can get
you just click on them and there you go.
Oh, we got a question here from Tony. Do you feel like it's best to spend more money on your guitar or amp for the best tone?
Amp and good hands.
Yeah, it's definitely the amp, because like I have that Princeton, and any guitar I play through it sounds pretty decent. Like people have commented on that too, right? I'll pull out a shitty like Bullet Squier or something that's not going to sound good, and people are like, well, yeah, of course it sounds good through that. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. I've tried so much gear, like hundreds of, probably 100 guitars in the last few years, and as long as they go through a good amp, they all sound pretty good. It doesn't matter anymore brand or, I mean, playability is a thing, and obviously how it feels, but like there's heaps of inexpensive guitars I've taken out and played live or done videos of, or it doesn't make any difference. Like the Squier Affinity series going through whatever amp I used it at the shop a couple of weeks back. I think it was a Tone Master Deluxe. It sounded so good. It was like, well, it's the amp. It's the hands and the amp.
Yeah.
The guitar, having a nice guitar is nice and it's motivating to play, but it's the least important thing in the signal chain.
Oh, I got a question here about your old Peavey Bandit.
Oh,
no, you don't have yours.
No, I got rid of it about 2 or 3 years ago.
I think I sold mine 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Once I got, what was it at the time? I think I got the Marshall DSL20, and I had an AC15. I wasn't at a certain point. I think I was up to like 5 amps, and then it was just like I wasn't using it. So
yeah, those teal stripe Peavey Bandits he's talking about are great. They're like, they're from the 80s. It says 94. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it's a different model. They started the teal stripe ones back in the 80s, and they were, they're like unbreakable, made in the USA, just beasts. But no, I wasn't. There was no reason for me to take it out anymore. I think at the time I had 4 other amps or something, and I just once I stopped using something, and making the effort to take it out, I stopped. I just have to flip it now. I don't like taking up the floor space.
Was yours really heavy too? Mine was like...
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like, mine weighed a fair bit. So it was like, well, am I taking a Peavey Bandit or am I taking my Marshall or the Fender amp out or whatever? So it didn't make a lot of sense in the end. I love those amps, and I've had 3 of them. Like, I've bought them and sold them 3 times.
Yeah.
The same one, the same model, because they are really, really great. But no, I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I sold I only paid like $150 for mine, and I think I sold it for 100. So it was kind of, almost broke even. Got cool. Tampa Blues from Tampa.
Awesome stuff. Tampa's a great town.
Only thing better than a PRS is two PRSI. You know what? I actually watched some of your videos. Actually, after I got mine, you did like you compared the Custom 24. I don't know what the American one's called. Is it the CE? Is that the name of it?
Oh no, that would have been a proper 10 top one, I think, or something like that. It was a proper Custom 24. Yeah,
okay.
They don't make CEs in lefties.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know the model name still. I'm such a noob for PRS, but I remember you compared them. You didn't really see that much of a difference with the American one.
No, playability there wasn't much in there. I think the pickups just sounded that little bit sort of thicker on the US one, and the you could argue the top looks nicer too. But yeah, I love mine. It's that guitar I'm going to be keeping for a long time. Even if I end up getting another one, I'll still keep that PRS.
Yeah.
It's just a killer. So maybe
what was
right.
What was the pickups you put in it? I know you swapped them out, right? Something.
Yeah, I had a company called Missing Link Audio asked me to.
Oh, okay.
They wanted to send me some humbuckers based on the tones of the Allman Brothers, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And I said, "Yeah, send them out. I'll see if I can put them in anything." And that was the only guitar I thought I'll take a chance and I'll put them in. And if they're no good, I'll go back. And they were great. They did change the sound of the guitar, but I like the stock pickup still, so I've held on to them just in case.
I like mine; they're pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
And I want mine's made in Indonesia, and I think it was made in Korea until 2020 or something. I think they just switched. If you see any questions I'm missing, just let me know. There's
that's right. No worries.
Tony is asking, can I get a good lead tone out of my Princeton? Well, I can't play leads, so probably not. No, I play rhythm stuff. But no, I can get really good tones out of that Princeton. I was just recording something today. I actually use one of the cheapest pedals you can get, Joyo Sweet Baby, and a Tube Screamer, and I blend those. And I think that Princeton takes any pedal. It's crazy. It's so good. It's got this one has the 12-inch, Shane. It's like the one you demoed a few years ago.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, they're more of a pedal amp. I mean, you can crank up the volume past 6 and it will start breaking up, but you've got to pull the bass basically down to 3.
Yeah, no effects loop on this one. It's weird what amps have effects loops. I find there's no like I'll see what was it I was looking at? Almost most Vox amps don't have them, but there are some that do. Mm-hmm. And then some amps that I wouldn't expect to have it, like cheaper amps. And I'm like, why do they have it? And these expensive amps don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think some manufacturers are scared to put them in because back in the day, if they were old, like a Fender or some other brands out there, if you do that, it'll kind of ruin the, especially if it's a reissue. Like they've been releasing 65 reissues forever with, I don't think they've got effects loops.
No,
and it's like, if they put it in, people will whinge. That's, and even though that's a good mod to make, so yeah.
3-card Monty saying my Peavey Bandit is the last year it was made in the States. I wonder what year that was. Is that like early 2000s? Probably, maybe. I wonder if they've
been. Yeah, maybe either that or it would have been probably. I think the Red Stripe one was the year that split. I think the US got the USA made ones and everyone else got the made in China ones. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure.
I have, I'll pull it up right here. I got this little, I still have a Peavey. This little guy.
Oh yeah, cool.
That's a Red Stripe. That's
yeah.
Blazer. It's made in China. I had this amp, like this was my first amp. This isn't the one I had. I repurchased this. I found this, somebody was selling it for $50. I'm like, I'm gonna get my first amp again. And I don't think my original was made in China, but I don't remember. It might have been. This has it has a tiny little reverb tank. That's cool. This, like the size of a deck of cards. It's really, really cool.
You should mic that up with your ribbon mic. I reckon that'd sound pretty great.
It does. It's pretty loud. Like it's 8-inch. I think the name, it's the Blazer. 158. So it's 15 watt, 8-inch speaker. I think that's how it works.
Cool.
There was the Rage, Peavey Rage. Tons of people had those too. Same amp, but it didn't have the reverb. It's just
Yeah, I
missing
think
the
that's the one I'm used to seeing around, possibly. Yeah, actually. Yeah, Peavey Rage.
Oh, Tampa's asking, what Princeton year do you like the best? I don't know them that well. 64, 65, 68. I think mine's a 65 reissue, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a custom. It might be a 68, that one. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But
I don't know how you know. I'm not sure how you know.
I'll just say it on the back. There'll be a silver tag thing. But yeah, I don't know. Out of the 65s and 68 reissues that I've tried, they both sound pretty good. Just sort of depends on the speaker and the speaker size. Let me just double check the what's a 12-inch speaker? Yeah, they're 60. It's a 68.
68. Okay.
Yeah, they may have 65s as well. It's hard to keep on top of them. Different countries get different models as well. All these FSR models they kind of vary. Like we see some guitars and amps you won't get anywhere else when it comes to like Blues Juniors and same for other countries. So.
Yeah. Mine was a 2020 FSR, so I don't think
they're good amps, those things.
Zach is saying I should Google Stuckless Guitars. Is that a company? I'm scared to Google things sometimes that people tell me to Google. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that right now. I don't know about that. I think I'll wait till later.
I'm just having a look now and see what they got. But the website looks a bit weird. I
get recommended a lot of names of stuff I don't know. Like one name that keeps coming up is like Tajimi or Taj. I don't even know how to. Tagim. I don't know if it's a guitar company or an amp, or I didn't even look it up. There's just too much out there. You can't keep up on you can't keep on top of it, and you just go. I don't know. Go crazy if you try to.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I don't really follow like a lot of marketing campaign sort of stuff online. I just wait and see what shows up. I used to sort of keep my finger on what was coming out on the pulse a little bit more.
Yeah.
About what was coming out. I don't anymore. It's funny, you know, like the more videos I make, the less I'm interested in seeing what's coming out, because I really feel like everything you already own is great. No, it doesn't matter who it is. Like everything this year or last year or the year before, it's generally fine.
Yeah.
And there's always this push with a lot of channels or a lot of marketing stuff, especially with NAMM. I'm glad NAMM had a break, because you would see companies pump up their new stuff like everything you already own is junk. There's that inherent underlying tone of, especially when it comes to like stuff like the Kemper or the Helix or all that kind of stuff. You know, the next one's so much better and it's got everything you'll never use, but everything you own is junk. I got a bit sick of sort of hearing that a lot when it came to gear, because if you can buy a guitar that's 60 years old, or if you can afford to do that, and it's still great, like, who cares? Like everything that's current is still pretty good, right? So
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't follow a lot of what's coming out anymore. I just sort of wait until I see it, I get my hands on it, then I can give it a go. I don't like really doing predictive videos on gear or anything like that. So it's kind of treated like software update. Yeah, totally.
Right?
Like the new phones coming out, the new guitar with the new tuners.
I know.
Going to bench everything. Yeah.
But once in a while, I will say though, the Pro 2 series though, I didn't expect it to be that good. I ignored it. I ignored it in the fall. I saw the colors. I'm like, and they got rid of ash and they went with roasted pine. I'm like, I don't know. And then I didn't even pay attention until this spring.
Yeah, I think I said something like, when I got asked about it, I was like, I'm not interested. There's just another Strat, another year. And that's what Fender does every year, is release more of the same stuff, basically. And, you know, their American Pro the original ones are nowhere near as good as the twos. So it makes you wonder where they're going to go on the next series of them, if they're actually going to be able to make them any better, because I don't think they can build a better guitar than that. That's the best production guitar they've made in years. Like as a mass release. I know the original series ones are still available, but they're really hard to get.
Yeah.
You know, as mass produced guitars, they're by far Fender's best that I've ever played. And up until that was kind of like the shock. I was like, man, these are really bloody good. So
the necks are amazing. Like,
yeah,
I know.
good.
The only person that doesn't agree with that is John. He tried one. He said he didn't like it. Didn't work for him. And I'm like, you're wrong. It's the best. No.
Yeah.
You know what though? I'll show you. I have one. I just finished doing the video. Actually, the guitar is right here. It looks like I'm trying to advertise it or something. It's got the purple glow around it. My one con on these models, and it's just a cosmetic thing. It's this. When it sticks out.
I don't like that either.
It looks horrible. It looks even worse on the Tele. It sticks out. Yeah. Like, I thought it was broken when I got it. I was like, is that supposed to be like that? It's just like, I'll show you the Tele. You'll see
I have a review of one of those coming up just at the house here, and I was like, man, that's actually really high.
That's down.
That looks way higher than it should be.
I know. I looked at I opened it up and I adjusted it, and that's it. So
you know what? Replace it with a normal tone pot and get rid of that.
Have you seen the wiring in that thing? It's insane.
Oh no, I haven't opened it up. But
can I share a picture?
Yeah.
Does that work here? I sound like I've never used a computer before. Can I do clicks on things? There's what does that do? Hold on one sec here. I'm just checking out the different windows. Okay, that's you now. There's us.
You can sit
3 people.
Stream at the bottom.
Oh, share. Okay, there we go. Let me see if I can find the picture first of all. Hold on. I'm gonna grab because I opened up that guitar to take a picture of the wiring inside. It's the ugliest mess I've ever seen. Awesome guitar, but that, man, wait till you see this. I don't even know why there's so many wires. I wouldn't want to even touch it. Like, if I had to fix it, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
I'm sending it to the shop.
It's that in series thing that causes all the problems, because it does that that middle pickup.
It does like
middle control, I should say.
Okay,
yeah.
Hold on one sec here. Oh my God.
Hey, we've got Todd Steele here. Welcome, man.
Sorry if we're ignoring the chat. We're very busy.
Landon's gone up to, you're now 65 years old, mate, with this computer skill. It's awesome. It's
brutal. Okay, share screen, share video file. What? That's the two options.
You should be able to share like a window on your computer normally.
Let's see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna load that up, and then I'm gonna go share screen. Try that. Okay. It's our screen window. I see here. It's like I've never used a computer before. I don't think that's working. Now I see why people are having trouble. I'm like, it should be super simple. It's kind of, I don't know what's going on. Okay, anyways, people are gonna get angry that I'm trying to, hold on one sec here. I'm gonna try one more time. It says I can share. Chrome tab. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, there we go. There we go. I figured it out. Here we go. There we go. Let me see if, can you see that?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Man, that's a mess.
What is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like,
see
seriously.
that see that cap, that red thing behind at the back, the little square in the center? I had a vintage one of those in my Telecaster, and I needed to replace the volume pot. It got just got worn out or whatever on my Telecaster.
Oh, no way.
I heated up the solder on the pot itself, and it melted the vintage cap. It was basically like made out of a wax.
Okay.
Yeah, it was brutal. It's just like, and then I had to get one of those in there, and it was a nightmare as well. But yeah, that looks, I would never work on that, mate.
No,
Send
no,
that to somebody.
me neither. it's got the push, and then it's got like it's got the push, and it also has a treble bleed. So it's got all these things,
Yeah.
but it seems too complicated for what the guitar can do. All it gives you is a humbucker tone. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems like. Anyways, that's my rant on that.
I found, like, I commented on I got a video coming up on that Tele, and I found it added a little bit too much mud to the sound, especially on rhythm guitar. It wasn't really like that nice to my ear. That was my only complaint. I mean, the guitar itself is killer. Like, it's just as good as mine, which I think costs more. I could be wrong, but I did a comparison as well, and it's like, these things are friggin' great.
I don't think they needed to add that wiring, to be honest. They could have just sold it standard 3-way. It would have been fine. Yeah. I don't know. I guess they just wanted to do like a modern take, right, on all of them. I guess that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Doug J, 330, just playing my guitar. Is that 330?
That's AM, is it?
That must be in the UK or something. Maybe 5 hours ahead. Yeah, so we're going to miss people from Europe, probably, because they're going to be asleep. Except Doug. He's up. Call the bomb squad. I know, that's what it looks like. The wiring inside there.
Yeah, that's crazy. The good thing about the original 50s one, it's not complicated at all. It's real easy to sort of, well, compared, minus that part that I melted. It literally just fell apart. I couldn't believe it. I watched it it looked like it was made out of plastic.
Yeah.
But it was completely wax, and it just sort of caved.
That's crazy.
In at the side. I was like, oh man. So yeah, that was the end of that.
Narbonne Guitars is saying hello.
Welcome,
Narbonne?
man.
I'm as bad for names as you are. I noticed the same. I can't do names. I'm just like, I'll try. I don't know if I'm totally butchering. I can't even say like ED. I can't even say that. Oh, he's not even talking to us.
ED, yeah.
Ed 209 from RoboCop.
Emergency department.
Oh, he's asking, is that an S1 switch? No, it's a push. I don't know what the difference is between an S. I have an S1 switch. Actually, I'll show you that one right now because you remember the Baja Tele. I think Rick demoed it. So this is a Baja. They've just kind of renamed it as the Vintera, and that's the S1 switch. It's like, oops, almost broke me.
Yeah,
just kind of pushes in.
Bit more practical, lad. I wonder if you can put one of those switches in instead of that push one.
Probably.
Like, mod it with that, so you wouldn't have to really change much. Just 900 wires, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's that S1 does the phase reversal, phase shifting, so you can go like out of phase, kind of weird tones. That was the appeal of that one. Mike Jones, soldering is a messy job. Depends, I guess. Like, if you get good at it, it's actually pretty. I find it pretty relaxing if you get good at it. But if you're trying to rush, it's not. It can be a lot of work, or it can be a mess too. Yeah, if you use too much solder.
Yeah, I can't click on these questions here, but
oh no,
it's just in case you're wondering why I'm not doing that. I just thought I'd let you know.
Can I give you rights to do that?
It doesn't work. Have you checked out the Epiphone Les Paul 59 Tribute? Yeah, I think I got it. Let me just double check. I may have a video coming up of one of these with Rick. Yeah, because there's no lefties, so I think all of that range is great. You know, I've done a few videos on Epiphone recently, and I really think they're making some of the best guitars they've made in a while. Just really, they look good. The finish is good. That was one of the things I always used to sort of not like about Epiphone. That the finish looked really cheap a lot of the time, especially on the headstock. It was just like a cheap varnish, which is only a small sort of thing. It doesn't really affect anything. But yeah, I think some of the new ones are pretty great. I
had the Junior and the TV Yellow, the special. Both of them were awesome. They're both P90s. Jamal. Oh, he's asking me. Okay. Do I prefer vintage? I don't prefer anything. I like a variety of stuff. I don't even have a neck shape preference anymore. Yeah. I don't know. You just know if it feels good in your hands, right? Like that's the main thing.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't even realize what you're holding, and then you're like, oh, it has these. I didn't know that. That's fine.
And the more guitars you play, the more comfortable you get with anything almost as well. I mean, I won't buy like a high-end guitar with a really thin neck unless I really love it. A PRS would be the only guitar I'd buy with a super thin neck, but I might surprise myself and play something that I didn't expect to be great, and it just works. So yeah, it is really dependent on what it is you're picking up, I guess.
We're just talking about the soldering. That's why I really like those Obsidianwire things, kits. I shouldn't call them things. They're as far as I know, they're like a tiny company. They might have maybe 4 people, 5 people, something like that. Like, and they're all hand. I guess there's a PCB board, so that's not handmade, but they're all hand assembled. So they're always like, and I've had no issues.
Cool.
Pretty cool. And yeah, I don't know if you've seen them, what they look like. They have like the little, I don't even know what you call it. Basically these little plastic push down pieces that have a metal clip that grabs the wire, and that's it. So popping pickups in and out is super fast, like under 5 minutes, like you're done.
Yeah, they use the same connectors that power supplies use on computers, on desktops. They sort of click together. I just turned this heater down. Hang on one sec.
Oh, you got a heater on.
All right.
Yeah, I got I had the air conditioning on, but now it's too cold here today. This is not normal. Not normal for June. We're first day of summer yesterday. Are you guys first day of winter? Does it work the same way?
No, ours was the start of June. So
okay.
Yeah, June 1st was
first day of winter.
Yeah, sorry. Let me just turn my headphones up a bit here.
You know, someone else was saying. I guess you guys have a different Father's Day or Mother's Day.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's weird. That's the weird thing. I don't know why. Like,
yeah, I don't know either.
Everything else is the same, but let's see what we got here. Hi guys, Landon. Did you check out the beer caster kit from Phil McKnight? I don't think so. I don't even know what that is. I might have. I've watched so many things that I can probably store about 5 things in my memory, and then it gets pushed out. It's replaced.
Yeah.
Okay. Just too much stuff, right? You can't remember everything.
3 megabytes of space.
Yeah, exactly. There's only one me, and there's a million other things. Somebody has to do something like super extreme or memorable for me to remember. So that's what I find. These days, anyways, like, you know. Excuse me, I shouldn't have coughed right into the mic. After my first real amp, this is Chopper for my 50th birthday. I was struggling to find a tube amp, play at home. Princeton or Marshall DSL20 too loud? Oh, they'll be very loud. Yeah. Even
DSL you can switch down to 10.
To 10. Still pretty loud. I find my AC10 super loud. Like it doesn't have a number meter on the front, but I have it maybe at 1 most of the time. I'm in a small room, but it's surprising, right? Like, unless you're playing with the band, if you're playing by yourself, you don't need much.
No, even 5 watts is pretty loud at home. You know, 5-watt valve amp is, it's louder than people think. I actually played a Marshall DSL5, which was really great for a home amp. Yeah, you can switch it down to 0.1 watts on the back as well. So you get like this drastic drop in volume, and you can rock out, and it records great. So, great amp. I reckon it's awesome.
I didn't know they did a 5. So they do a 1, 5, 20, 40.
Yeah, I just saw it the other day. I was like, oh, 5 watter. Cool. I'll take this home. And I made some videos. It's good.
Somebody's telling me to get a Floyd Rose. No. Major upgrade.
A Tele with a Floyd
I've never... actually, you know what? I think the Fender's newest, like their high end one, the Deluxe or Lux. I think they have a Tele with the Floyd Rose. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
Why would? And it's the most expensive one. So I always like showing Fender.au. Oh no, that's not what it is. Your site always has the crazy prices.
Yeah, the Australian we always get pushed there. We Google. This is the thing that sucks about the Fender website, amongst many other things. You Google search something.
Yeah.
It brings up the result you want. You click on it, and then it redirects you to the Australian site where there's no
Oh,
information,
does
and
it?
it's a broken link every single time.
No way.
It's just useless.
For Canada, we get redirected to international, which doesn't have a lot of the stuff, and then you have to go. I have to go redirect to the US. Just
I have to use my VPN service to access the US site when I need info, because it's the Australian one's useless.
except you guys have the Japanese stuff listed for some reason.
Yeah.
All the because you guys get those, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I played one again recently. One of the Teles, the 50s Teles. I did a comparison up against mine and the one you've got, and yeah, it's not as good as either. Is the spoiler, but it's built really well. Minus the frets, you know, they put their paint on those frets. It sucks.
John was saying Father's Day is in September, and it's so seasonal. Okay, yeah, because ours is like summertime. They do May is Mother's Day, and then June is Father's Day. Alan Mitchell has just noticed this collab. OMG. Me too.
Cool. Yeah, same.
I just noticed too. I really liked your the collabs you were doing with Rick when you guys had all the lockdowns. I like the 4-hour marathons. I spent so much time watching it. I was just like, I had nothing else to do. So
yeah, it was good fun, and it sort of helped us get through the weeks, because it was like, man, yeah, I've never wanted to live anywhere else more than that lockdown thing that we had last year. It was, yeah, so yeah, it definitely helped us, and people appreciated it. And I couldn't timestamp those videos or even try it. It was just a noodle fest to keep us playing and to keep everyone talking and chatting and all that kind of stuff. So it was good.
Yeah, it's hard to timestamp stuff. I say after about an hour and a half, and it's like that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, right? You don't want to re-listen to yourself talking for an hour and a half. I double speed it, and
yeah, same. But you got to pause it and get the time right.
I know.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Brutal. Jamie's got a Vox Mini Superbeetle for home use. So I was ranting and raving about those. They're good until I tried the AC10, and it definitely it's tube versus the new tube stuff. So, but those are pretty cool. I ended up selling mine last summer, but because I just had like 6 amps at the time or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. You know how it goes. Too much stuff. You just can't keep it all. Got to rotate.
I'd like to hear one of those through a better speaker box.
Yeah, I did. I plugged the little head, which was really cool. You could take one of those to a gig.
Yep.
I plugged one into, I used to have a couple of cabs. I plugged in, it had 2 line outs, so you can go into 2x12, or I went into 2 1x12s, and it was pretty loud. Definitely not sure how the tones were because I just had it cranked, but
yeah.
Rick's guitar face is fun to see. I like that little icon there, Kermit with the Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, his wife would disagree with that, but yeah. I've seen it for so many years now. I'm just used to it. He's definitely unique.
I remember seeing him on your channel years ago, like before I even knew who he was, because you just have him on there, and I don't think he wasn't introduced, or he was just kind of not in the background, but just kind of playing something, and I'm like, oh, cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I think 2009 was the first time, or 8 or 9, somewhere around there was the first time he was on, and he had a lot of stuff that I didn't even realize he had. So we just started filming a bit of everything, or his amps, and
I can picture one. He's like, there was one where he's in front of a Christmas tree or something. Maybe it was at his house.
Yeah.
Or like in the living room.
Yeah.
Used to hate Teles. Now I like them. That Schecter T-style. Oh, they make a nice one. I saw that. I didn't see it with the Floyd, but it's weird. The Tele I was gonna get, the American original, the Butterscotch, like your 52s. I'm like I was in love with that look, and now I'm kind of away from it again, which is weird. I used to hate it. Like when I used to see, it was actually Andy on when I used to do the Pro Guitar. What was the site called back then before Reverb?
Pro Guitar Shop. Yeah.
He would have one on there. I'm like, that's the ugliest guitar I've ever seen. I didn't know anything about it, right?
Yeah.
And then I grew to love it. I'm like, that's what I want to get. And then I don't know, I'm out of it again. It's weird. Just go through phases. Meanwhile, I have this one right here, but this is the the vintage. I don't know if you guys have these?
Yeah.
It's got a wider neck. I don't like the neck on it, but it's okay. It's the Wilkinson stuff, so it's all Wilkinson hardware. It
almost looks exactly like a SX guitar.
I'd say it's the same level as like a classic vibe, like that, but more expensive here. I guess in the UK they're priced better. Here it was not a good price.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. What do we got here? It's a little bit different. You don't see as much. It's kind of the windows are way bigger, so you don't see as much text at a time.
Yeah, it's a bit easier, probably easier to follow on here, actually.
It's smoother. I like that you can pop up the messages, though. That's cool. There we go. Try to Pro 2 and natural pine body.
That's a pine body classic vote.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that crazy how the roasted pine versus the wet pine they use, I guess, in the classic vibe? Some of those are like 9-10 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know how I remember when I bought mine from Florida, I unbolted the neck and put it in my suitcase. You know, like I just took the body off, or the neck off or whatever, wrapped the neck in in some sort of jacket or pants or something, whatever I had. I put it in there and then put the guitar in. It weighed so much more coming back. I was like, what? It was brutal. Yeah, those guitars, man, they're great, but they're heavy.
The one I had last year was about 8.5 pounds, which I considered really light. John's saying AC30S1, pretty much a 30-watt version. I think so, of the AC10.
Plus the big.
As far as I know, yeah, the S1 has the digital reverb. I tried one for like a second, and I think that it might have the same controls on the top. It might. I think actually that one, the S1, or sorry, the AC30S1 has an effects loop. I might be wrong though.
Yeah, it's also got a different speaker as well. It's got a what's the speaker that's in there? It has a different speaker to. It's not a green back or a blue one. It's Celestion VX12, which is a different thing again.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about Vox AC30s in terms of like I've owned a 30 and a 15, and the 30s aren't that much louder. Even with the two speakers, they're not like it's their voicing. When you get it with a bass guitar, you realize how little mids the Vox amps have. Yeah. But the AC30S1, I think that speaker probably does something a little better for the mix. It's got a bit more oomph. It's like an upper mids boost thing in those amps, and yeah, I actually really quite like the 30S1s. I only had a quick play through it with the Strat, and it was bright, but it was good.
Cool.
And it was more manageable as well, which was the other point.
Yeah.
The 212s are just way too heavy.
I know. I remember saying that a few years ago. I'm like, why don't they make a single speaker AC30? And then that came out.
Yeah, they used to make a 50-watt one as well ages ago, which was some sort of combo. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but yeah, it makes more sense. Like I think they'd almost be a better amp if they were 50 watts with a single 12 and didn't weigh anymore. That would be great. Because 30, I don't know, the places I used to use my 30 and it never felt like it was as loud or as present in the room. It's probably loud, but just not in a way that worked well, you know, in context with everything else going on. But yeah, I don't know, like a Hot Rod Deluxe at 40 watts just wipes the floor with it in terms of volume. It's
crazy.
Not even close.
Yeah. I always had the impression that the AC30s were overpowering, just too much for most people. Thanks for turning me on to the Obsidianwire harness. Cool. Put one in the Strat and it works amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend them if they weren't good. Like if it was like they were one of the first companies to give me the affiliate program option. This is years ago. I guess they were. I don't know how long they've been around. I should actually ask them. But yeah, I bought 2 or 3 on my own, installed them, and I guess they liked my videos or something.
Cool.
Tampa Blues. What is your favorite and least favorite Fender amp? I haven't tried that many, to be honest. Shane, you've probably got a list. I don't know.
Super Reverb is probably my favorite 4x10s. It's a great amp. If you can turn them up, they're amazing. So 65 Super Reverbs, they're hard to sort of beat.
I think I know your least favorite.
Probably the bass breaker range from any of those. Not the 30R and not the 15, but they got like a 30, like a 40 or something. It's like a 2x12. Those things are awful. Just reliability wise, they're just terrible amps. And they're also the Chinese-made Fender Blues Juniors are just awful amps.
Oh yeah, you went through the whole whole bunch that had rattle and stuff. Or?
Yeah, unusable almost. That's terrible. Crazy.
Hey, we got that's pretty cool. I didn't notice the number. We got like 73 people tuning in.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. On an impromptu, it's Tuesday night here. It's Wednesday where you are, right?
Oh yeah.
Reckless Toboggan. I recognize so many of these names. Just realized I bought my Marshall DSL20H. That's the head off my video, and bought the SuperSonic22.
There you go.
So
cool. Yeah, Supersonics are pretty great. Another favorite of mine would be the 60. Supersonic 60. Great amp from Fender.
That's one I want to try.
They're heavy, but they're great. They're like discontinued. You'd only be able to get them on, off somewhere that sells used gear. But very, very cool.
Yeah, I haven't tried that many amps because like back when I was playing in the band, I had a band that I was fronting, and I didn't have money for gear. So it's like I had my red knob Fender Deluxe 85. That was it. I never even, and one guitar. No, I had 2 guitars, electric guitar and acoustic guitar. That's back when I was less into gear. It was just more into the playing, and now it's like I've kind of gotten away from that. Now it's more, I'd say I've gone away from being a musician more into a collector, but hopefully I can get back into the other. I'd like to play again someday.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think you need to necessarily play live to consider yourself a player. I think you've just got to one of the things I've always tried to do, even if I'm talking about gear, when I make my videos, I feature or I push myself to play and record something at the start of each video. And that to me is like working in a studio. To me, that's still being a player. I've cut tracks for albums for other people's, stuff, and I've recorded parts, and that part of what I do I really love too. So yeah, just got to force yourself to play, use your gear, and come up with as much good stuff as you can, and keep the playing as the focus, because it's a bit like that with the camera industry, man. Like I'm right into camera equipment, and I watch a lot of these YouTube channels talk more about what's coming up next rather than how to actually use the stuff.
Yeah.
And I've switched off from all of those YouTube channels that are like that now in the tech scene, because they're not really giving you any. It's like it's not the right mindset. It's sort of like, that's cool to know what's coming up, but it's also cool to use what you've got and make the most out of it. Like you don't need a $50,000 studio to make a YouTube channel. You only need a sound card and a camera, realistically, right? And obviously some amps and stuff. But if you do it the right way, you can kind of keep that focus there, I think.
And I know you kind of just discovered GarageBand, how easy that is, right?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, GarageBand for
like
drums,
the drumming, the built-in drumming sounds awesome, and you can just grab loops and throw it together.
Yeah.
Tim's asking about Dr. Ric.
Yeah,
he's a mad doctor
all the time. He is a mad. Yeah, he's a mad doctor. Yeah, no, he's real. At least I hope so. He did my back surgery, so I hope he's a legit one.
Have you seen his certificate? Does he have? We don't know. We don't know. You know. Mario Hernandez. Do you say Mario or Mario?
Mario.
I always said Mario.
Yeah, you're from New York City, man, or what's the other place?
Mario.
Tone King's from Guitars.
Yeah. Jersey. He's from
Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right. Not related, but I found a Tele that has specs of a Les Paul Jr. Specs of a Les Paul Jr. P90. Oh, that's weird. Cool. There's just so much out there.
Cool.
Lots of questions here. It's too bad you can't click on it because I'm missing a bunch. Oh, here's one.
That's all right.
Do you have a Tele with P90s? No, I don't. I don't even know of a Tele that has P90s. Is that a thing? Oh, there is a Fender model. What's that one? Jimmy Eat World guy. I can't remember Jim. I always script the name. Atkins or something.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Jim Adkins.
I think that's a P90 thin line.
Yeah. No, I've only got I got a Les Paul with P90s, but no Teles.
I don't even think I have anything with P90s right now.
Cool.
Throw some thumbs up. Throw up your thumbs up. What's most important? Oh, maybe you can. What's the most important thing for taking intermediate blues? You can answer this one. I don't know.
Yeah. So you've really got to find something that inspires you to want to learn. I know I get stuck and I'm like, oh man, I'm not getting any better, or I need to learn some new tricks or licks or anything. Chords even excite me now because I'm like, if I can learn a good chord that I can apply really quickly, then everything becomes better. You've got another thing you can go to at any given moment. But it really comes down to sort of listening to other stuff and finding new inspiration. So don't be scared to go down the rabbit hole of finding some new people to listen to and listen to people outside of your wheelhouse. Like, you know, I listen to Clapton and Robert Cray and, you know, all these kind of guys, and B.B. King and Albert King, and they're all kind of similar. They're all playing mostly straight pentatonics, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of blues notes in there, but when I found Chris Kane and Tommy Castro and other guys like that, I was like, okay, so there's like, this sounds even as good or better. Now it's time to learn what I can from these guys. So try find something, or Robin Ford or whoever. So find something that makes you want to learn, and binge listen to it until you can kind of start humming the licks in your head. Because once you can do that, then it's easier to transpose to the fingers. If you can't kind of sing along with licks or lead breaks or whatever it is you're trying to copy or borrow, then it makes it really hard to learn. So you've got to hum it to yourself and just binge listen to someone different. Like if you're playing straight pentatonics, listen to Chris Kane. It'll make you wish you learnt that style of music, or his style of blues guitar playing. He's got it all. So just keep your ears open and force yourself to hear new tones and runs and lead lines in your head, because it really helps.
Yeah. I find, I can't really comment on it lately, but sometimes seeing an artist live that you'd never heard of before, that's happened a few times to me, where I went to see a main act and then somebody opening for them actually stole, like, I wouldn't say they stole the show, but they were super impressive. They had like less time to do their thing, right? And you're just like, who is this guy? And that can inspire you. And then you go out and listen to then you get, you go off the rails, and you start, or in a good way, start listening to other music you might not have listened to, right? Going off the rails on the crazy train.
Like for me now, I've been listening to a lot of guys that I didn't listen to a year ago, because I'm hearing things that I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. So there's a completely different style of blues guitar from someone else, or, and it's like, where's this guy been for the last 20 years? Like, I would have loved to have known about him, a long time ago. So there's plenty of great music out there.
Thick pick. This is a tongue twister. Thick pick or thin pick? Oh, what do you got there?
I got a 2.6 chicken pick. Still, they're my favorites.
2.5. I used to play, whatever the thinnest flappy thing because I didn't know when I first got my first electric guitar, I didn't know anything about picks. So I had like the thinnest, whatever. I don't know what the measurement is. It took me years to realize how much the pick makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy,
if they're
right?
too thin,
Like,
they bend in your hand
yeah.
after a while. Like,
so
yeah.
you're just like, and they rip too. This is so thick that those, so thin that those ones would rip after a while. They just like wear off, and just from doing, I don't know what I was trying to play back then, Green Day or something. We've been going for an hour. You okay to go a little longer? Like,
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problems. Whatever works for you, man. No worries.
Time we got here 11. Yeah, maybe we'll go another 10, 15. See how it goes.
All right, cool.
I saw a bunch of people saying they were tuning in and had to head out, or somebody was mowing the lawn. Is there? Sean Stevens, got to go mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Don't mow the lawn while you're listening to this. You get distracted or something. Cut your feet off. I don't know. I don't want to be responsible for that. Poon Ninja runs a YouTube channel with iPhone and a monkey. That makes sense. That's all you need. Yeah. I started mine with a phone. I think I had like a Galaxy, whatever it was, Samsung Galaxy S7 5 years ago.
So I upgraded to a new phone recently, right? Like last few weeks. Wow, the camera quality is so
crazy,
good.
Eh? The cameras are so good now.
Yeah, I went from an iPhone 6 to an 11, so it's not the latest one, but man, what a huge diff! Like, I could use this as my main camera. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
With a well lit room, like with the lights, that would be the only sort of caveat to that. I could still get some really great. It does everything, but like, it's just it's fantastic. So there's a lot of successful channels who only use cameras in different niches, phone cameras, I should say. In different niches, and you're like, that's done with a phone? It looks ridiculous. So, yeah.
It's mainly it's all about the lighting, right? I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, big time.
The biggest issue I used to have with mine was, I think I had the 20-minute limit on the video or something, and then it would cut.
Yeah.
It would do a cut, and I was recording separate audio, so syncing that up was always way more work.
Yeah. Some cameras still do that too. It's terrible.
So that one there, cheap amp, expensive guitar, or expensive amp. I think you kind of answered this before.
There's a good middle ground in there.
Cheap everything.
Yeah. Get a good amp. Like, you don't have to get an expensive amp for it to be good, and expensive's dependent on what you consider expensive as well. So if you can afford a Hot Rod Deluxe, you can plug any guitar into that and it's going to sound amazing. So, that's an example of an amp that's, I would consider affordable in that price bracket. Before you start getting into the high-end Fenders or higher-end Marshall amps, and then into the boutique category where they cost 3 or 4 times as much. So try and find, there's plenty of affordable stuff that's very playable, but the amp will make the biggest difference to the sound.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't realize that either until, because I had that solid state Fender Deluxe 85 for I don't know how many years, and then I got an AC15, and I didn't know, I'd never had a tube amp before, so I didn't realize what you could get out of a real tube amp. That was my first one. There was another question here. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. I usually say don't do it.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm just joking.
Oh. Yeah, I know. There's some YouTube channels that actually do say that. That's why I was curious to say.
Oh, really? No.
I think they're scared of like people doing what they're doing.
Oh, really? No, I'm joking. What I do say though is if you think, I don't know. You know what? I don't know if this is good advice or not. You're probably not going to get rich doing a guitar YouTube channel these days. Mm-hmm. If you're just starting off. But who knows? Maybe you have an idea that you have to be original. That's my advice. Do something original. And
you've got to love it as well. You've got to not only love making the videos, but you've also got to love playing, and you've got to love editing, and you've got to understand how cameras work and by lighting and stuff. So my advice is starting this year in 2021 would be start with lighting, start with a good camera, and make sure your audio is good. There's so many channels that are uploading videos every day with crap audio and they look like garbage and they'll never go anywhere. because they've not tried and they think the algorithm's working against them when it's clearly their own fault. So just make sure that you put in the time to understand. Start strong is my opinion. I recently started another channel with a friend of mine, and it hit 5,000 subscribers in a month because we started really strong. We started with good camera equipment, good lighting. We've never made videos in that niche at all, and all of a sudden it's got traction. So it can be done. Just make sure you start strong and practice. Do a few videos before you release one. Would be my, understand the editing process. Answer all the questions you need to know about, the chopping of the video if there is going to be the edits in there. So
yeah.
And it's my other thing is get a Mac for editing. It takes the headache out of it. I went from PC to Mac, and I wish I had done it 10 years ago.
That's kind of how I got started too, with a Mac. I might have edited one video, my very first one, which was like a slideshow with Windows. What did they have? Windows Movie Maker or something, whatever was built in. Okay. And then iMovie, and then eventually the Final Cut Pro. Mm-hmm. So little steps up. Actually, that's good advice though. And I think another thing is be you, be yourself. Like, because I think it's the personality that matters a lot more. Like, I know people are not watching my videos to learn how to play guitar. Even though some people say, "Hey, you play really well," I'm like, "No, I don't. Seriously, I don't. I'm not a good player.
There's levels of everything, right? Like,
I know that's the thing. It's all relative. Yeah.
Yeah. People criticize my playing, and then other people say I play great. So it is what it is. They might have a different style. They might play shred metal or something. You never know, right? So everyone's at different points in time. Yeah. But just try to do something different. Try to approach the videos with some sort of originality. Like, if you're copying someone else's style, it's pretty obvious, and it never works. I know it's as cliche as it gets saying that, but it's true. Yeah. Like, I've got another tech channel, and I try not to make it like any of the other channels I watch on purpose, other than I've taken some inspiration from Gerald Undone now with the thumbnails.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
I don't copy any of his stuff.
Your latest thumbnail, I thought it was one of his videos.
I've themed all my thumbnails blue now, and it's the best. It's like I don't even need a logo. It's so good.
That's cool. Sorry, I got distracted there. There's so much advice. I was joking when I said don't start a channel. I think a lot of people today, like kids I hear, they're like, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm gonna grow up and be a YouTuber. And that's like their goal in life now. Here's a question for what is in the tweed case? We can't talk about that. No, it's secret.
No, I'll get it.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just making it up. Oh, Galaxy S3. I had one of those.
There we go. So I actually had to do some repair work on this one. Was it yesterday? The day before? 2 days ago, possibly. I put a new volume control. You know what? I put a new a Fender CTS volume control in here. It feels completely different to how worn my other one was. You know when they move really loosely?
Yeah.
This one, it feels completely different. Like it almost feels like it locks at either end. Right. Yeah, but it's legit. It's the right part. So it just goes to show how quickly they get loose over time, you know. But yeah, it's my 50s American original.
That's the first one, right? The first one, not the one with the ding.
This is the one with the ding.
Oh, I couldn't see it. Okay, yeah. That's how I know the difference.
Yeah, there it is.
That's how you know.
Man.
That's nitro, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that's why it probably dinged so much easier.
It just took a big chunk of wood straight, like it shattered
oh my god. That's crazy.
No, I can't find it. The power supply that hit it is this big steel thing. It just swung off the desk and went straight into it. God, I didn't realize I think you might have said in the video what happened, but I couldn't remember.
What's your Brandon's asking here? What's your favorite piece of gear you guys have reviewed on your channels? Oh
man.
You've done so much more.
I do playlists every year, like my favorite year of 2021, 2020, 29. Every year I do that. So that would be the easiest way to answer it. I can't give you just a single answer to that. I've got nearly 3,000 videos. So yeah, it's kind of hard to... I would say one of the things that impressed me the most was the Marshall DSL40. I went back and bought it. So
oh yeah, that's right.
I've done that a few times with gear, but that would be one of them.
I don't know.
I love the VS Audio overdrive pedal. I love the... Oh man, I don't even know where to start. There's just too much. Pedal. I can't really give you a concise answer on that.
I'm gonna say my Princeton, because I bought that it wasn't even for a review. I just bought that and then I made videos after. But yeah, that's been like a dream amp. And then we got a worst guitar. I know mine.
Yeah, what was that?
It was the that was probably too harsh on it, but I mean it's not that Hofner Shorty. Is that what it's called? The little mini travel.
Yeah.
It was, I didn't expect it to be that terrible. Like, it was just like everything. I hated everything about it. I just did not like it at all. So
yeah, mine was the 1970s. I'm not exactly sure of the year. It was like 1970 mid. It was either mid or late 70s Fender Strat. It was expensive and it was awful. It was
I think you remember. I remember that.
The worst guitar I've ever played. I've played things that are cheap junk and they're not good. But then I played that, which is supposed to be good, and it was awful. So, yeah, it was just this used guitar that had a price that was very expensive, and it was unplayable almost. It may have just needed new frets or a setup and new pickups and a new headstock or something. But yeah, it was terrible.
I heard they were really hit and miss. I've heard a number of people say the 70s models, right? They were just like, the quality control was up and down, I guess, during that time.
Yeah.
I wasn't around, so I can't really say. I don't know. I was almost there. Actually, that's what I put. I don't know if this says here. In the description of this video, I said 42 years in the making for this to get this live stream together.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
We're both exactly the same age, basically.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
my birthday was earlier this month.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What month is yours?
March.
Oh, March. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I've had 2 COVID birthdays in a row because we were still in lockdown both times. Yeah. Last year was really weird because that was when everything was shut down. Restaurants, like, fully. So I couldn't even order pizza or something, like nothing. It was just like, I'm at home. Yeah, I think I played Xbox or something. Like, there was one question here I saw here.
Yeah, I saw that. Never. I don't want to be like everyone else. But,
you know what I thought of doing? Maybe I'll even do it. I thought of buying a cheap lefty guitar and just making the video and not even mentioning that it was a lefty guitar, and just reviewing it. And just I think I remember seeing Steve from Boston, and I think it was Hunter Eggfish. I think they did that in a video. They each had lefties. Like a Toman or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious because they were just like they could barely strum, and they were just like blank. Yeah. I was like, that'd be pretty funny.
What was I gonna say? The funny thing that I always see is people go, "Oh, are you really left-handed?" I'm like, have a look at all my posters behind you. Like, I would have had to have reversed all of those and all the decals on my the headstock decals and stuff. I'm like, no, there's no way I'm going to put that much effort into that.
Oh my God, so, really? I can't believe people would ask that.
No, like every other day when I don't go through the comments, or like it's hard to keep on top of it. I don't go through on the new videos, but I always see that comment pop up. I'm like, I've just stopped replying to it now. I'm like,
my God.
Just use some common sense.
Yeah, I've picked one of the most limiting features of being a guitar player, and that's my thing. I'm going to go with that for the rest of my life. It's all a ruse. Yeah. I'm just like,
yeah, it's not. It doesn't concern me whatsoever. If right-handed players don't like it, I couldn't care less.
Oh yeah, this one. Do you still have that thing?
No, No, I gave it. Did I give it? I may have just sold it. I can't remember. Yeah,
burned it in the campfire.
That was another guitar. Like, why would I play a Harley Benson when I've got 2 Fender Teles? So
Oh yeah.
That was right about when I started flipping all the stuff I wasn't using.
I did that last year too. I had a major purge, and then it's slowly been creeping back up, but it's not the same. It's asking about Fender Blues Deluxe reissue. I know you have one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So
yeah, the drive channel, it just sort of lacks mojo a lot of the time. But if you're getting a good sound out of it and it works with your guitar, you might be in luck. I always found like it worked better with my 335 and Les Pauls than it did with Strats and Teles. It doesn't. I think the problem with the drive channel, it actually scoops out a little bit of your low end, so it feels like you've lost. And some people will argue it doesn't matter, but it doesn't feel as big and as full as the clean channel with pedals. And I feel exactly the same way. It will get me out in a pinch, but it's not my preferred drive channel sound whatsoever. Even with the upgraded speaker, it's still not a channel I use unless I'm something in my pedal board chain's not working. But great amp. Still my go-to Fender amp. I actually played live with it a couple of Thursdays ago, and it was a beast. It sounded great. I had it up on 4, which is pretty rare. I was like, "Whoa, this thing's loud." No, I love it. I think it's every bit as good as a Hot Rod Deluxe on the clean, but different sort of voicing. They do sound different.
I've tried one. I just never. I can't remember when I tried one. It was years ago.
Yeah, the stock speaker's a bit bright and a bit bass heavy. It's sort of it takes a while for it supposedly to break in, but I've never had any luck with the stock speakers in those amps. I don't know if Fender have finally decided to change that in the last few years or not. I haven't really looked, but
what was in it? A Jensen or something? Or
nah, they had like those Fender Eminence. Oh yeah, so it's a special designed Fender Eminence speaker.
Oh, okay.
Those ones where they put no thought into it and they like chuck that in because we got a warehouse full of them. Yeah, I found changing the speaker out in that amp, it was infinitely better. Yeah, there's a million great speakers you can throw in it. But again, if you're getting the sound you want out of it, then it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, and I wouldn't let that put you off.
Yeah. You don't always need to change stuff unless you can really tell that you don't like something.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I see come up all the time. If I buy this guitar, what's the first mod I should make to it? Like, why are you keen to mod it? You don't have to unless something's not working.
I used to think that way. I'm like, oh, I bought this amp. I got to replace the thing in it. Why? I don't even know why I'm doing this. I replaced tubes in my first AC15 because I had in my mind that the Chinese tubes are garbage. And I don't even know. Difference. I don't think it did.
Yeah.
You might be able to answer this because you've played that amp, right? Not the blonde, but Tollmaster. I still haven't tried those.
Can you plug into the vibrato? Yeah, so the Tollmaster Deluxe Reverb is like any other Deluxe Reverb. It's got 2 channels. You can plug straight into the second channel and have all the reverb and the vibrato. Otherwise, you just plug it into the clean side with no other effects. So yeah, that's by far the best channel on those amps.
I want to try those someday. Those are
they're good.
Yeah, they look pretty good, and they're light, right? They use the
they weigh nothing.
The Neo speaker, the Neo.
It's not even that. It's like all the components that aren't in it that would normally be in a Deluxe Reverb, like the transformer and the.
There's no glass. And the tubes.
And using lightweight pine cabs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It weighs nothing. Like it'll be probably half the weight of your Princeton.
Yeah.
Or give or take. It's really quite light.
They're not that cheap though. Like price wise, they're about like $1,100-1,200 here. So who's this guy? Rondo Bondo.
Hey, there we go. Ooh, cool.
My most favorite YouTuber. Must be another Landon. Hey, you know what? My name, I thought my name was uncommon, but there's another Landon Bailey YouTube channel or something, and somebody was
really?
Yeah, or a few. I don't know. You wouldn't believe the number of emails I get for wrong Landon Baileys. There's a bunch in the United States. So I've had the craziest stuff come to me in email. People's work schedules for restaurants and backstage
Oh,
passes for conferences and just the weirdest thing. And I have to reply back eventually. I'm like, you got the wrong guy because
yeah. I don't
somebody's
see anything
missing.
else come up. That's really strange. Maybe because I'm already subscribed.
Maybe it's not with my name because somebody commented. They're like, hey, this is Landon from that channel. And they gave the name of the channel. But I'm like, that's not me. It was in a live stream that I was watching the other day.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Oh, Sammy Brown. Have you ever played a Peavey? Oh, I think Peavey Classic. Here, I'll fix it. There we go. You know what's weird? Whenever I type Peavey, I don't know if it's an autocorrect. A different word comes up when I type Peavey on my phone. Sometimes like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That can happen, yeah. Yeah, the Classic 50s are okay. I don't think they're... like, I played the 2x12 version, and it was... They sound great on their own, but I wasn't as impressed with it having it cranked in the mix. I think the Classic 30s are pretty good live, and their 4x10s one is unbelievably good. Yeah, the Classic 50, I wasn't as blown away by it as some of their others in the range. I would take, for example, a what are they called? A Delta Blues amp over a Classic 50, just for practicality's sake and tone as well.
I had the 20 head. I had that for a number of years. That thing was loaded feature-wise. I just don't remember it having any like character really.
Yeah.
It kind of just I don't know. The drive didn't really have a specific tone to it, and it was clean. I don't know, but it had everything. It had every option. It had XLR out. It had I can't even remember all the stuff it had, but it had so many different features for the price. Like it was like $500.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a few guys leaving. I think we'll wrap it up in the time we got here. Yeah, we want to go like maybe till half after. What time is it?
Sounds good.
11:30. We'll wrap it up. Got some people dropping. It is late for some people. If well, not where you are, but actually it depends. East Coast is like 3 hours difference, so it's only like 8 o'clock there. Major upgrade taken off. Somebody else said it was Poo Ninja was leaving too.
All right. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys.
Oh, here we go. John saw the guy. He's done a bit more work on it.
I don't even remember who got it.
Like he reliced it more?
I remember I met a couple of people down, like, not at my house here, but I sold a couple of guitars right next to each other, like pretty much back to back. I meet most people away from the house here, and yeah, I just don't remember who bought it, but oh, that's cool. Be interesting to see what he's done. Have you noticed the quality control of guitars in stores dropped during the COVID demand for guitars?
I couldn't go in stores, so I didn't.
Yeah, not really. I mean, we've been playing guitars off the wall, and it depends on the shop. I would assume like they're either putting in the time to change the strings or to set them up or whatever, or they're not. You know, if a guitar's traveling from overseas or interstate, and you know all that kind of stuff, who knows? That stuff.
Yeah,
just depends on how busy they are.
I just know sales are still insane. As far as I know, sales of guitars are still going crazy. Like that American original that I had ordered, it's not even ready yet. If I had ordered it, wow. that was last August. So it's coming up to a year in a couple of months. So I would have still been waiting for that.
I have a feeling Fender are probably not making them anymore.
I think they're holding off. What the shop that I bought the Pro 2 from, they said they were pushing all the Pro line.
That's it.
So their manufacturing was stopped on it, I think. Not permanently, but just for now. It'd be nice if they told you when you order one. Like, well,
yeah. I waited like 8 months for my Strat, I think.
Yeah.
All up, some huge amount of time. So it was worth the wait, though. I mean, I love the thing, but yeah, this I picked up on sale Boxing Day at another store that I don't normally go to, or that I don't buy a lot of stuff from, I should say. I go to the shop for cables and stuff, but yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. So I picked it up and played it, and I'm glad I didn't have to sort of order one of these in, because that would have taken forever.
Don saying thanks. Thanks, Don, for the pizza.
Hey, thanks, man. I like his little logo, Lego.
Yeah, the Lego guy.
Lego
I always
dude.
know.
That's awesome.
It's funny, you see these avatars for all these years, and you have no idea who you're talking to. a name, a name, and an avatar, and they could be like, I'm Lego guy on what? Who? I don't know who you are. That actually happened to me once. I went to a clinic. I don't know if it was the Pete Thorne clinic or something. Guy sitting beside me. He's like, "Hey, I'm John. I don't know what the name was. Username." He gave me his username. I'm like, "I watch your channel." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know what you were saying."
Yeah.
What is this? Any plan to review?
Yeah, cool.
I don't know what that is. Is that a Fender amp?
Yeah, it's a new sort of model that looks old.
I
can't wait to try that out. It looks really good. I still haven't seen any of them in Australia yet. I'm not sure if they're anywhere yet, but yeah.
Oh wait, you know what? They have that in town here. I saw one. I think they're made in Mexico. That one.
Yeah.
Most of them are now. I think most of them are, but
there's a few shops here locally that have them. They're $2,000, which.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of a different one. Okay. Sorry, they have it on pre-order. Yeah, $16.99 here. $16.99. That's what I paid for my Princeton. It was around that price. It was the most I've ever spent on an amp, but it's hopefully a lifetime amp.
Yeah.
There we go. Oops, I clicked on the wrong one. The chat moved when I was clicking. I hope your food didn't spoil. That sucks. 23 months. Yeah, it's not just guitars, right? It's everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not good. Far out.
Oh, here's one for you. There we go. We got a couple more here. We got like 2 or 3 more minutes. I know you played one of. I think you played one of these.
Yeah, boss sent one out.
That's
they did send one out for me to hold on to after I did the videos. I ended up sending it back. It wasn't a bad amp. I just didn't like their attitude.
Yeah.
So I boxed it up and I shipped it back. But yeah, for what they are, they're pretty cool. I don't know how much better they are than like the what do you call it? The
Katana?
blues cubes. Yeah, more so they're like the blues cubes. I kind of prefer amps you don't need to plug into stuff to get the most out of. So, you know, I think they are a more simple amp than the Katana, but I don't know how much better they kind of sound with the new versions of the Katanas, especially against I think the blues cubes are really quite great. So, I'd probably encourage you to go for that. You know, in hindsight now, after having more experience with the other amps.
I've never seen one. Don't even know what they are. Are they like a digital or a solid state or?
They're solid state, mostly with digital effects built in. It's the Nextone it tries to emulate more of the valve amp experience when you dig in and all that kind of stuff. It's a different feel to the Katana. Katana doesn't really feel like that.
No,
so it does feel better to play, but the Blues Cube is better again. Even if you don't play blues, it's a much better amplifier. So, yeah, I would look for a Peavey Bandit used and save yourself 80% of the price.
One sec here. We got this one. We got a super chat. I'll get to in a second. You should do some reviews on Godin guitars. I know there's not many lefties. I only think they make a couple.
Yeah.
For you to try. That's too bad.
I don't see them here really.
Honestly, they're where's my? That's over there. The fit and finish, and price wise, like you can tell they care. Like and I got not a second hand. What do they call it? Factory second. Had some blemish on it or something, and even that was like immaculate. So
yeah, they're good. I've seen right-handed ones before in my travels, but yeah, never really played one as a lefty.
Got the Jefferson Lee. See, even I have trouble reading that. I'm like the Jefferson Lee. Thanks so much.
Yeah. It's Jeff. It's Jefferson Lee, maybe. No. That's cool. Is there any particular guitar style of guitar that is unsuited for blues? I mean, look, you can play any music on any style of guitar. Basically, you can look at John Five, who plays Telecasters with
Oh,
Rob
okay.
Zombie. You
I was
can
gonna
play,
say, yeah.
yeah. I've played some crazy guitars for blues as a lefty. I played a Jackson, teardrop or whatever they call flying V style thing, and it worked. So there's no real rules, but yeah, if you want to play electric blues, don't buy an acoustic guitar. Is my suggestion. But look, no, go for what you like the sound of from the people that you listen to. Because I always say, if you're thinking about buying a guitar, you don't really want to buy something with active pickups necessarily for traditional blues, and you probably don't want to buy, generally speaking, a Strat if you want to do high gain metal all of the time. Unless you're a huge fan of Malmsteen, right? But
that's a good point.
Yeah, just find what it is the guys and gals you listen to use, and then go down that path, because it'll approximate a tone.
That's a really good point, because actually, like, my thing was the first Telecaster I got. It wasn't because I was trying to sound like a Telecaster. It was the guy that I was following, lead guitarist from Radiohead. He's playing the Tele Plus, which had lace sensor humbucker, which isn't a Teletone at all, right? So you're right. I was going for that tone, not a Telecaster tone. I was going for whatever the hardware was that he had in that Telecaster.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
That's totally true.
Michael Burks was one of my favorite blues guitarists and blues rock guys. And I heard his tone. I was like, this is a great Les Paul tone. And then I found out he was playing a Strat loaded with EMGs.
There you go.
Yeah, it's sort of like,
crazy.
Well, that works.
All right, let's take a couple more here. Maybe one more. We're at 11. Yeah, we're already going over time. I saw something Bill was asking. Okay, I don't know if this. I would doubt that.
I hope so. I hope Fender do it.
That'd be cool.
One of my criticisms on a comparison video I have coming up is that Fender need to just start doing that, man. They're like, some of their frets, they just don't last. I would love to see more of that happen.
They did it, right?
Their entire range.
Yeah. It's only on the $3,000 top of the line.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost that much more to make either. It's just the tooling gets worn faster. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. But I think most people would be happy to pay an extra $30 for stainless steel frets that never wear out, as opposed to, between 6 months and 3 years you need to replace them. All right. Or I would, at least, anyway.
I've never tried them. I've never had a guitar with them, so I've never even. I think.
Awesome. If you ever need to replace the
Oh, you replaced yours.
Your guitar. Right. Yeah. Put stainless steel in there. I've tried guitars with them straight off the shelf too. Ibanez and Sir and a few others.
Sir. Awesome. Yeah. I was gonna say Sir. There's apparently another brand, like a low end brand, that says they have them. EART. I don't know if that's I always say it's spelled wrong. It's fart.
Yeah.
FART. EART. I think they have. I don't know.
Maybe it's supposed to be Earth guitars or something.
No, it's ERT.
No. Yeah, I've seen these before. They've come up in the chat.
See them on Amazon.
Don't look too bad. Yeah. No,
ERT guitar.
I'm not going to be buying one of them.
There's just so much out there. Kind of that logo reminds me of something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, you're right. It does look like something else.
I'd know it if I saw it, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's very similar to something. It's got weird shaped letters. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up. I got to go to bed because it's later here, but I'll probably stay up. And this wasn't caffeine. There's no caffeine in this, so it's like the opposite effect. I don't know what this does. It's like no sugar, no caffeine, no fun. It's like, what's the point? It's just like...
Yeah, we don't get cans of that here. I think we can still buy like the large bottles of caffeine.
Oh, really?
Coke, no sugar, but yeah, you can't buy cans. So.
That happened here actually. For this is the last thing. I used to like Diet Dr Pepper.
Oh yeah.
And you can't get it in cans anymore. They stopped it. It's like, why? Only 2-liter bottles. I'm not buying a 2-liter bottle that's gonna go flat in an hour.
Yeah, you're just gonna finish the whole thing really quickly.
I know, that's gross.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks for having me on, and
Yeah,
we'll
this
do
was
it again
fun.
soon.
In 42 years, when we're 84, do the sequel.
Done.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right,
take
thanks
care,
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll make sure I know how to click the end here. Okay, end broadcast. There we go. See, I'm a pro now. Now next time I'll have this, no problem. Okay.